How you go do with a charmbarke by? How you go do with in a faithful go in the market, much more for married to Dularie Betty, why you go do with Well, hello and welcome. What the story say? Y'all come in. It's not so hot in this place. Outside is cool. The fall is here. How y'all doing? Well, I got story for y'all today. Let me show y'all something. This is my ikebana. Ikebana is a floral arrangement in Japan. And so I have it in a cup, just a regular teacup, and I have these cuttings from the garden. And this grass came from, you know, outdoors when I'm walking and so on. I found this grass, me and my friend, and she does ikebana arrangement. So beautiful, huh? You just don't chuck the flowers them in a thing, and it's nice for fall. So there you go. Pretty, huh? Nice. All right, so I'll have it up, propped up on these books here to give my space a little vrav room. And if you're wondering what this thing here is, you know, you always see this cloth here. That is the obi. You know, when you wear the kimono, I don't know if you know, but the kimono, they wrap this big cloth around your waist. You guys saw when the lady did it to me. So that is called an obi. So I take the obi and I use it as a part of the curtain decoration because I don't really wear kimono. So what I got for y'all today? Oh, I'm wearing Dara. Dara is my sister. She's in Antigua. She makes beautiful clothing. You make eco chic linen and things, and she has these earrings. And I hear say that she and she big sister, they're in the Antigua eating all the roti and all the pone, and they ain't give me none. That's what's going on. I love them still. All right. This week I made bara. Y'all know what's bara? Bara is like a little fry bread. It's flat like a roti or a dal puri. You just put your nice jeera, your salt, your season to taste, your maybe little dal inside, dal peas inside, and you flatten it out. And bara took me back. You go to Annandale Market and all the East Indian women and so sell bara. And in Trinidad they just call it doubles. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. They get the bara and they get the chana, so they like mash up and they throw it on top and they put good sour. For those of you who are not Guyanese, sour is like a hot pepper, a pepper sauce. But I make the bara and I made cucumber sour. Yes, and I didn't get Guyanese pepper sauce. I get that one from Trinidad, the Calypso one. I forgot what you call it. But anyway, I got that. And why I have that, I order it online because I ain't get no more Guyanese pepper. And I get seasoning pepper. My friend Tori, let's bring it from Trinidad for me all the way to Guam, and then I just bring it here. So I got my stash, even my mabi and thing. But my stomach called for bara, so I made bara. And this is what I roll out my bara with. Y'all know what this is? This is the Guyanese rolling pin. In Guyana, we just call a rolling pin a proper rolling pin. This is not a proper rolling pin. This is one can't a rolling pin. This rolling pin in Guyana is called a belna. Y'all know that? A belna. And me get a roti pan. A roti pan does look like this. I'm going to put a picture for y'all. A roti pan is a flat cast iron pan. Something like you can make pancake on, or you can do waffles and so. But it ain't got no rim. We just call it a tawa. And then the East Indians, because these words come from East Indian culture. We're a multicultural society in this Guyana, right? So they get a big stone. They just call it a sill, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. They get a big stone and they just get the masala and the mangrail and so, and the jeera, and they just put it on the stone and they get a big rock thing. They call it the lora. And you get the lora, you grind so. You grind up the thing for make your dal and your curry and so. So this week, my stomach called for all them things and me eat it. But as me I eat this thing, me start for hum one tune. And the tune is what bring me today for talk, this story. And me hum this tune, I go like this. The song, well, I bounce up a girl named Dularie, and me ask she for us to get married. Then Dularie say, let we go ask Bougie. Let me tell you what Bougie had for tell she. How are you go do with that charm barke by? How are you go do with in a faithful go in the market, much more for married to ram. Dularie Betty, why you go do with Dularie Betty, why you go do with And that will come to my mind as I eat my good bara. So loud talk story. So I got to go into this song. This song has a story, and this story tells us about the other culture in Guyana, East Indian culture, especially the Hindus, right? So the context is Hindus, and the people involved is Dularie, and the songwriter, or I don't know if the writer, but the body who sing the song, a mighty enchanter. So enchanter and Dularie. Dularie is an East Indian name, right, for a girl. Last time we talked about Janie. Janie come from the black culture. But we are Guyanese. We just sing across culture, we eat across culture, and we're more unified than we think. So now we get into the story now. So from my research, it says that the mighty enchanter, his name was Joseph Bergen Thomas. He was born in Wickenham, Essequibo Islands. You know, Guyana has the Essequibo River, and it has these islands. I understand there are 365 islands in the mouth of the Essequibo River. So Wickenham is one of them. Some people say Wakanam. Wickenham, same thing. And he passed away in April 17, 2020 in Linden, the Upper Demerara Berbice, Guyana. So this song was very popular when I was a child, and we sang it in school, we sang it among ourselves, we got a good laugh, and things like that. And for this story, I consulted my very good friend, my BFF from high school, Lalita. Let me tell you, me look for Lalita all over the place. Me love the girl to date. But tell you, Lalita introduced me to Hindu lore and stories and so on. The only comics I've ever read and my whole life that I even understand is the Hindu comics. Me learn about Prahlad, Sita, Rama, the monkey man, Hanuman. Lalita used to regale me with these stories, and she used to bring the book and when she pints up, and she talk about Prahlad and so me mesmerize. Yes, me proper enjoy Lalita. And so me had to consult you about the story of some of these names. So if I misrepresent her, I'm sorry. It's my fault. But I'm going to tell you what I learned about this situation so I can tell you the story. Kitchener say, well, I bounce up a girl named Dularie. Bounce up means I met. And I asked her for us to get married. So she said, let me go and ask Bougie. Now, who is the Bougie? Me understand that the Bougie is the brother's wife. So I asked my friend, what the Bougie got to do with this marriage? She said, well, the brother's wife, especially if the elder brother, when he married, the wife just come and live with the family, with his family. And he now becomes like, after the parents, he becomes like a leader. He's the next in line. And the children don't have any precedent over his wife. So the wife is a Bougie. So let's say you say in a family, you have, because East Indian people live in multi-generational households. So you have the father and the mother, and you get the children. So when the son married, and he bring his wife, she in the house. So she under he. And all the siblings of the father there, they got to fall in line under Bougie. So Bougie got to let us say so in the relationship. Right? Good. So she know the culture that she just can't go marry anybody. So just like how black people got to go and ask home back in the day, this is how they used to do it back in the day. Me not doing that way. And some people adhere to the Guyanese East Indian culture, what I call Guyanese East Indian culture, because these things have grown and changed. And they have Indian culture, which is stricter than this, I understand. So he got to go ask Bauji. So he said, let me go hear what the Bauji tells she. The Bauji asked she, what you gonna do with a Charmarke bai? A bai is a boy, a young man. Charmarke, that means he come from lower caste in the Hindu system. They have these castes, right? You're born into caste. Poor class, poor caste, and it's not even just about class, it's about money and things like that, and it's inherited status in society. So if you come from a low caste, you're non entity. You just do the dirty work. You just eat dirty food like pork and so. So if you're a Charmarke, you work with cow, slaughterhouse and cow skin and nasty thing and so. Blue collar to the nth degree. I want to interject and tread very carefully here. Some of these things, these beliefs that I've just described are stereotypes, and people can rise above caste. Some people do, but the remnants of it exist where people think that if you do dirty work, like slaughterhouse work within a certain culture, you're a non-entity. But it's deeper than that. It's the caste that's so embedded in the system that it seems unfair. And why it seems unfair is because there are people who have become moneyed and from a lower caste and they establish themselves, but yet the stigma persists, the stereotype persists. So it is there. If I'm wrong or if you had story to add to this, please let me know. Tell me if I'm wrong, right? And if your grandfather was a low caste body, you inherited the status. So, from what I understand, in the Hindu culture in Guyana, you get the Brahmin and you get the Chatri and the Chamar. So this bai is a Charmarke bai. She said, what you gonna do with them? Enough fit for going in the market, much more for married to am. Well, we don't say to am, it's a married to ram. So married, the r is a linguistic thing. The r go on to the am, so we say married to ram. That's why I don't want to talk about this one. This is a bad one. But another time I'll tell you some more about how the language goes. Anyway, she asked Dularie, what you gonna do with them? Enough fit for going to the market. So I was wondering what market has to do with anything. So East Indians have thriving market businesses. And so if this man cannot go in the market to shop, because sometimes men shop for their households, as I understand it, right? They're very involved in family life and so on. But if this guy not even fit for running around a market, we're going to do with him, because first of all, if he low caste, somebody don't want to deal with he. So he can't go buy from other people who supposedly in better caste, right? He not even good for that. But then something else came to my mind with market, and I don't know if I told you before, but I've mentioned before in other stories about my childhood when I was going to high school in first form. They are somewhere 11 plus 12, and a lot of East Indian friends, Sabagwati, Lalita, Aruna, all these girls, right? So one girl there was called Meena, and Meena was a pretty girl, and she was so friendly. And Meena got, I don't know, she disappeared. I didn't see her for a long time. She used to come and go to school, and then eventually she disappeared. So one day, I was sent on an errand to Sadhu shop. That's the East Indian shop in the neighboring village. So I went through the neighboring village vigilance, and I took shortcut. There was a shortcut when you go down by Sam Lal. Sam, when you go down by Sam Lal side, these people know themselves, and I go through by Sam Lal side, and they got a shortcut now, a little road to go through vigilance village to go to the police station area. There was a road there, so we go through there, and I was going to head out to the Sadhu shop, and who I should see in that area but Meena. So me say Meena, and Meena look different. So me say Meena. She say hi. Me say what you do? Me not see your school, or where you not come back to school? Meena give me the answer me never expect. She say me not come back to school. Me there market. Me I got married. We look at Meena, me what? Meena, nah, nothing for that reckon with. Meena get two not here. Not even fully developed. And Meena think me she married. She go market. So Meena get on bright red lipstick and A's ring. Yes, dressed like a big woman. And I understood then that girls have to marry by a certain age. East Indian girls in some households marry early, and it's been a thing for many, an understanding that East Indian girls marry early, and it's a tradition. So Mina was following that tradition. She was pulled out of school by 12, 11 plus 12, and she was going to market. From what I understand in my research, some people would take their daughters to the market to shop, and then they get spot, they get seen, and if they haven't been matched, because in that culture, sometimes the girls have been matched, generally speaking, they are matched, and they get to know the boy, but they don't have a choice, right? It's a whole other thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it's my fault. But this is what I understood, and this is what I understood growing up. Yes, so there are two aspects of this market business. I think the former might be so, good for nothing. You can't buy nothing in the market because you're low caste. Dularie Betty. Betty, I want in terms of endearment. Yes, what you gonna do with them? Well, story I don't know. Dularie answer back. The songwriter say, well, Dularie then a turn and tell she Bauji. Me not care if you're chammer or you're chattery. Me not care what the hell you say Bauji. All me know, tomorrow me go marry. And the refrain, why you go do with a charmarke buy? Why you go do with in a fit for go in the market, much more for marry to ram. So the refrain re-emphasized the situation that Dularie finds herself in at the crossroads of culture within itself. They're all Hindus, but what you gonna do with he not even Brahmin? Yeah. She said she not care if you're Chamar or Chatri. Chatri are the higher one. The Chatri people are supposed to be the higher caste, the warrior class, the rich class, and so on. Yeah. She didn't make a good catch. She didn't make a good catch. Well, the plot thickens. Dularie get hot mouth. She gives Bauji hot mouth. Bauji and take left. Well, the Bauji then fly up in a temper. In the kitchen, she pick up a bell now. That is my thing, yeah. She pick up a bell now. Then Dularie now scramble pan a Laura. And you can imagine. Bauji get a bell now. Dularie get a Laura stone. A story there. The thing say, if you touch enchanter, it go be da. Da. A war, a time for, yes, a big ball out war. Out and out war with them. Can you imagine Dularie in a kitchen with Bauji? I wonder how old was Bauji. Sometimes, Bauji might not have been that much older than Dularie. Because like I said, these marriages and the families are kind of young, As I reflect, it seems as though Bauji pick up the bell now to hit Enchanter, not Dularie. So Dularie pick up the Laura who fight for Shaman. I didn't catch that one. Yeah. Story sweet bad. Well, thing now come to a head. How this thing go close out now? Well, she say, Bauji, girl, give me chisma glasses, right? Me go pack up me clat and go at me cha-cha. So me ask my friend, who are the cha-cha? She said, the father's brother. So me say, how this story has spread so? She said, well, the father brother is sort of in the family an authority. Sometimes he can stand in for the father, and he can broker peace in warring factions. If people are having disagreements, he can bring them together, give advice, and calm the family down. So Dularie know she'll go over there for get side. She'll go with the cha-cha. She'll take she glasses and she'll hide she bundle, she clat. She'll pack she clat. What is clat? She clothes. And she'll go as she cha-cha. Me not care if you're chammer or you're chatry. When I will marry Bauji, you go be me luck me. And that shall poke Bauji. Because when girls marry in the Hindu culture, they marry, and the wedding day, the Lakshmi, an older woman like the Bauji, would go with her, with the husband, to spend one night, right? one night. Then can't do nothing. The marriage is not consummated. Bauji got to be there, or some female going to be there, and to make sure that everything is fine. After that, she got to go to her mother-in-law's house. She is collected by her elder brother, taken to her mother-in-law's house, where she got to learn the culture of the guy. Sometimes she spent a week. She got to cook and clean and learn how to be wife to the husband. Sometimes the girl let us be so distraught, them not like for stay there and say, I want to go back home. So after the time, a lot of time has passed, the husband will take her to their matrimonial home. Okay? So she say the Lockney is the woman who stays with the bride on the night of the wedding. That Bauji, no matter what you say, me married a man, guess what? You will come and be my Lockney. The ultimate slap in the face. She took it to she gave it to she. So this story here brings back a lot of memories of the hidden stories within our culture. Very hidden in our culture. Yeah, I know the story. Yeah, I'll talk the thing. Guyana is a multicultural society, and we don't look at families and say everybody look the same, everybody does the same. They don't. They don't. We live differently. We appreciate each other's culture. And thanks for listening. If I get this wrong, y'all tell me. If me get it right, you tell me. And if there's more to this story in terms of the culture, please let me talk the story. This is our story, right? Now, fun aside, I want us to think carefully about this song. Now, Dularie and the young man went to talk to Bauji, and Bauji had an objection. She had a legitimate objection, because you see, when people marry out of their caste and so on, something is lost, and maybe she doesn't see it as someone gained, or she doesn't see the humanity of him because she's following culture and tradition. So that's one issue. A lot of times, culture and tradition, they cause a lot of harm. And in our communities, lots of fatalities occur because people don't know how to handle these things. But within their culture, you notice that Dularie said she will go to the cha-cha, because the cha-cha can broker peace. I don't know if he can step out of culture and offer something different, but Dularie seems to have a mind of her own. We want to notice something else. Bauji talked, and when she didn't get the answer she got, she resorted to violence. She picked up the belna. Now, Dularie get heated too, and she picked up the lora. Now, household instruments have become weaponized in a domestic dispute, a love relationship. We also see a demonstration of a love that goes beyond the caste, and a lot of that can be seen in many love stories. We go back as Shakespeare, you know, with the story of Romeo and Juliet, unrequited love, or they couldn't love each other the way they want to. And so in our culture, we have our own types of love stories that often don't end up with violence, but there's a lot of inner struggles. And I should say, I don't see where the violence occurs, but you who live in those cultures, you understand where the violence is evident. Sometimes to the outside world, we can't see it, but it's there. And it happens not only in Guyanese culture, but across the Caribbean. So we have like Trinidad and Tobago, where we have a high East Indian population, and lots of things happen. We know it, you know it, and things like that. So I want to say to the families, find ways to work with culture and in favor of the life and happiness of your children and grandchildren. But I do know that concern with deep loss of culture and cultural heritage, because within many of East Indian cultural norms, there are structures on which the society is built, and when these structures are lost, then a whole generation is lost. So I can see, but then you get this ambiguous loss where Dularie has to choose somebody from within her caste when her heart is not there. You see what I mean? So it's such a complex story. Y'all talk the things. What did you get from this? We're all Guyanese, and we are part of these stories. Iowa good.